They smile in your face, but Michael exposed the snake and it's what they did behind your back will make you cry. Stop scrolling right now because what I'm about to expose is going to devastate you emotionally, but you need to hear this. Archangel Michael just revealed to me the identity of someone in your life who's been playing a game so twisted, so evil, so calculated that when you find out who it is and what they've been doing behind your back, you're going to feel physically sick. This person smiles in your face. They hug you. They tell you they love you. They ask how you're doing. They offer help. They seem concerned. They appear trustworthy. But behind your back, when you can't see them, when you can't hear them, they're doing things so vile, so destructive, so demonic that Michael himself called them a snake. Not a difficult person. Not a challenging relationship. A snake. A serpent. An agent of the enemy positioned in your life to destroy you from the inside out. And the most devastating part? This isn't a stranger. This isn't some random person you barely know. This is someone close to you. Someone you trust. Someone you would defend if anyone accused them. Someone you've let into your inner circle, your home, your heart, your secrets. I know you're probably thinking, not me. No one in my life would do that. I'd know if someone was fake. But that's exactly what they're counting on. That's why their strategy is working. That's why Michael is intervening right now, because you don't see it. You can't see it. They've been so careful, so calculated, so convincing that their mask hasn't slipped. Yet. But today, right now, in the next few minutes, Michael is going to rip that mask off. He's going to expose who they are, what they've been doing, and why they're doing it. And when the revelation hits you, and it will hit you, everything is going to make sense. All those strange moments. All those uncomfortable feelings you dismissed. All those times your spirit tried to warn you but your mind talked you out of it. Click like in the next 3 seconds if you felt off about someone lately. If there's a person in your life who sometimes makes you feel uneasy but you can't explain why. If you've had moments of doubt about someone's sincerity but pushed those thoughts away. Click now because your spirit has been trying to tell you something, and this is confirmation. Good. Now subscribe immediately because what I'm about to reveal has layers, and missing any piece could leave you vulnerable. First, the characteristics of the snake so you can identify them. Second, what they've been doing behind your back. Third, why they're doing it. Fourth, how Michael exposed them. Fifth, what they're planning to do next. Sixth, how to protect yourself now that you know. Seventh, how to cut them off without creating more damage. Every detail is critical. Subscribe now. Type in comments, "The snake is exposed," as your declaration that you're ready to see the truth and you're not going to be fooled anymore. Now let me tell you about the smile on their face and the knife behind their back. Michael showed me something in a vision 3 days ago that made my blood run cold. I saw people who look normal, who seem loving, who appear spiritual, and then I saw their true faces. Behind the smile was something demonic. Behind the kindness was calculated manipulation. Behind the concern was cold-blooded strategy. And he showed me that these people are in the lives of thousands watching this right now. They're sitting across from you at dinner. They're texting you good morning. They're asking about your day. They're commenting on your social media. They're at your job. They're in your family. They're in your church. They're in your friend group. And while they're smiling at you, while they're pretending to care, while they're acting like they're on your side, behind your back they're doing the opposite of everything they show to your face. Let me describe this person so you can start recognizing them. This snake is someone who's always available when you need them. Always ready to help. Always there to listen. Always offering support. And you might think, well, that sounds like a good person, not a snake. But here's what Michael revealed: their constant availability isn't genuine care. It's surveillance. They're always there because they're always watching, always gathering information, always studying you to find your vulnerabilities. This snake asks a lot of questions. They want to know everything. Your finances. Your relationships. Your struggles. Your plans. Your dreams. Your fears. And they frame it as concern. I'm just worried about you. I want to make sure you're okay. Tell me what's going on so I can pray for you. But they're not asking because they care. They're asking because they're collecting ammunition to use against you later. This snake has an opinion about everything in your life. Who you should date. Who you should marry. Who you should be friends with. What job you should take. What decisions you should make. And if you don't take their advice, they get subtly offended. They might not say it directly, but you can feel their disapproval. Their attitude shifts. Because they don't just want to help you, they want to control you. This snake is a master of subtle criticism disguised as concern. I'm just worried that. I don't know if that's the best choice. Are you sure about that? I just don't want to see you get hurt. Everything sounds caring, but it's actually designed to make you doubt yourself, to second-guess your decisions, to seek their approval for everything you do. This snake compares themselves to you constantly, but in subtle ways. If something good happens to you, they have to mention something good that happened to them. If you share a struggle, they share a bigger struggle. If you celebrate a win, they downplay it or redirect attention to themselves. It's never obvious enough that you'd call them out, but it's consistent enough that your joy gets dampened every time you're around them. This snake is overly interested in your problems but strangely absent when things are going well. When you're struggling, they're all over you. Calling, texting, showing up. But when you get a breakthrough, when things start working out, when blessings start flowing, they get distant. They get quiet. They get busy. Because they don't actually want you to succeed. They want you dependent, struggling, and needing them. As I'm describing this, is a specific person coming to mind? Is there someone in your life who fits these patterns? Don't dismiss it. Don't make excuses for them. Your spirit is recognizing the truth even if your heart doesn't want to believe it. If you see the number 666 anywhere, and I mean this seriously, that's confirmation. The person who came to mind is operating under demonic influence. They might not even know it themselves, but they've become a tool of the enemy. Now let me tell you what this snake has been doing behind your back. This is the part that's going to hurt. This is the part that's going to make you cry. This is the part that Michael showed me with tears in his own eyes because he knows how devastating this betrayal is. While this snake is smiling in your face, telling you they love you, acting like your biggest supporter. Behind your back they're speaking death over your life. They're not just talking about you. They're cursing you. With their words, they're releasing negativity, doubt, and destruction over your future. They're telling other people your secrets. Things you shared in confidence. Things you trusted them with. Private information about your struggles, your mistakes, your fears. And they're not sharing it with concern, they're sharing it as gossip. As entertainment. As a way to make themselves look better by making you look worse. They're sabotaging your opportunities. When doors open for you, they're working behind the scenes to close them. When someone speaks well of you, they plant seeds of doubt. When you're about to get a blessing, they're praying, actually praying, for it to fall through. They might not admit it. They might not even be conscious of it. But spiritually, their jealousy has turned into witchcraft. They're taking credit for your ideas. Things you've shared with them in conversation, they're presenting as their own. Strategies you've talked about, they're implementing and getting the glory. Creativity you've expressed, they're stealing it. And when confronted, they act like they don't remember you mentioning it first, or they downplay your contribution. They're manipulating people against you. In subtle ways, they're turning your mutual friends, your family members, even your children against you. Not overtly. Not obviously. But through careful comments, strategic questions, well-placed doubts. Don't you think they've been acting strange lately? I'm worried about their choices. I love them, but... And slowly, gradually, your support system starts to question you. They're blocking your blessings spiritually. Through their jealousy, their evil eye, their negative energy, they've created a spiritual blockage over your life. Money that should be flowing to you is stuck. Opportunities that should be coming are delayed. Relationships that should be forming are hindered. Not because God doesn't want to bless you, but because there's a snake in your camp speaking against you, envying you, and their envy has power in the spiritual realm. Some of you, Michael is showing me, this snake has even been using witchcraft against you. Consulting psychics. Using candles. Speaking your name in dark rituals. And you've felt it. You've felt the attacks. You've felt the heaviness. You've felt the warfare. And all along, you thought it was random spiritual attack, not knowing it was coming from someone who smiles in your face every day. The worst part? They've been doing all of this while positioning themselves as your protector. As your prayer warrior. As your spiritual covering. As the person who has your back. The snake has been pretending to guard you while actually attacking you from within your own camp. If you see 1111 or 111, that's Michael confirming everything I just said is true. The person who came to mind earlier, what I just described is exactly what they've been doing behind your back. Now let me tell you why they're doing this. This is important to understand because it's not really about you. It never was. This is about them. About their brokenness. Their darkness. Their bondage to the enemy. The primary motivation is jealousy. They want what you have. Not your problems, they're actually happy about those. But your gifts. Your anointing. Your favor. Your calling. Your potential. They see something in you that they don't have, and instead of celebrating you, instead of being inspired by you, they resent you for it. Another motivation is competition. They see you as a threat. In their mind, your success means their failure. Your blessing means their lack. Your promotion means they get overlooked. So they're not just sitting back hoping you fail, they're actively working to ensure you don't succeed because they believe your failure equals their opportunity. For some of these snakes, the motivation is control. They're narcissistic. They need to be needed. They need to be central. They need everyone dependent on them. And when you start thriving, when you start hearing God for yourself, when you start making your own decisions, when you start having your own victories, you're no longer under their control. So they work to keep you broken, keep you struggling, keep you dependent. For others, it's demonic assignment. This is the most serious level. The enemy has literally assigned them to your life. They were sent, either knowingly or unknowingly, to derail you right before your breakthrough. They might have shown up right when you were about to level up. Right when you were about to step into your calling. Right when you were about to experience major blessing. Their arrival in your life or the change in their behavior wasn't coincidence. It was strategic. And here's what's tragic. Many of these snakes don't even realize what they're doing. They're so deceived, so bound by jealousy and comparison, so controlled by demons, that they genuinely believe they're good people. They've convinced themselves that their actions are justified. That you deserve what they're doing to you. That they're actually the victim and you're the problem. That's how deep the deception goes. That's how dangerous they are. Because they're not consciously evil, they're spiritually blind. Which makes them even more unpredictable and more destructive. Before I tell you who this snake is and how to deal with them, I need to pause and share something critical about protection in moments like this. Listen carefully. When Michael exposes a snake in your life, when he reveals betrayal this deep, when he shows you someone's true nature, there's a spiritual principle about honoring that revelation and partnering with heaven's protection. Below this video, there's a super thanks button with 6 amounts: $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100. I need to be completely transparent with you about something I've witnessed repeatedly. People who receive revelations about snakes, about betrayers in their inner circle, and who honor those revelations by sowing financially, consistently experience 3 supernatural results within days. First, the snake exposes themselves. Without you having to confront them, without you having to investigate, without you having to prove anything, God orchestrates situations where their true nature becomes undeniable. The mask falls off publicly. Others see what you've been seeing. Vindication comes. Second, complete protection activates. The snake's plans against you backfire. What they meant for evil, God turns for your good. Their words against you lose power. Their schemes unravel. Their witchcraft bounces back on them. You walk in a supernatural shield. Third, rapid elevation happens. As soon as the snake is out of your life, blessings that were blocked suddenly flow. Doors that were stuck suddenly open. People who were deceived suddenly see the truth. Your life accelerates forward in ways you couldn't have orchestrated yourself. Those who hear about the snake but don't honor the revelation often stay entangled with that person for months or years longer, suffering continued damage, because they didn't demonstrate through their seed that they were serious about cutting ties and stepping into freedom. Let me share real testimonies of people who sowed after snake exposure. A woman discovered her best friend of 10 years had been speaking against her to everyone they knew. When she heard a message about snakes being exposed, she felt convicted to sow $50 even though she was hurt, angry, and broke. Within 1 week of sowing that seed, her friend got drunk at a party and exposed herself in front of mutual friends. She started bragging about how she'd been sabotaging the woman's relationships, how she'd lied to the woman's family, how she'd stolen from her. Everyone heard it. The snake exposed herself. The woman who sowed was vindicated without saying a word. She later told me that $50 seed activated divine justice. God fought for me while I stayed silent. A man realized his business partner had been embezzling money and setting him up to take the fall. When he heard about Michael exposing snakes, he sowed $20 as an act of faith that God would protect him. Within 2 weeks, an audit revealed everything. Not only was the partner exposed and removed, but the man who sowed was cleared of all suspicion, compensated for his losses, and given full control of the company. His $20 seed activated supernatural vindication. Another person discovered their own sibling had been using witchcraft against them for years, jealous of their success, praying for their failure. When they heard about snake exposure, they sowed $100 and began aggressively praying for protection. Within 1 month, the siblings' witchcraft backfired. Everything they'd been speaking over their sibling came back on them: job loss, relationship problems, financial collapse. The person who sowed walked in complete protection and continued to be blessed. Their $100 seed created a spiritual shield the enemy couldn't penetrate. A single mother realized her own mother had been poisoning her children against her, trying to gain custody, lying to authorities. She sowed $5. All she had, when she heard about snakes being exposed. Within days, her children started revealing things grandmother had said and done. The truth came out. The custody attempt failed. The relationship with her children was restored. Her $5 widow's mite released angelic intervention that protected her family. A young man discovered his mentor had been stealing his ministry ideas, taking credit for his work, and blocking opportunities that should have come to him. He sowed $10 into a message about snake exposure. Within a week, the mentor got exposed publicly for plagiarism. His reputation collapsed. The young man got calls from ministries wanting to work with him directly, not through the mentor. His $10 seed opened doors the snake had been blocking. An elderly woman realized her daughter-in-law had been manipulating her son, stealing from her, and planning to put her in a nursing home to access her assets. She sowed $2. Her widow's mite, trusting God to expose the truth. Within 2 weeks, her son accidentally discovered evidence of the theft and manipulation. The daughter-in-law's true nature was revealed. The elderly woman was protected. Her $2 seed activated divine exposure. Do you see the pattern? Sowing into snake exposure creates spiritual acceleration. What should take months happens in weeks. What should take weeks happens in days. God honors those who honor the revelation by taking it seriously enough to invest in their own protection. So I'm going to be direct. If you recognize someone as you've been listening, if the descriptions fit someone you know, if your spirit has been confirming it's them, I want you to click that super thanks button right now. Look at the 6 amounts: 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, $100. Every amount has power when sown in faith as an act of partnering with heaven's exposure and protection. If you can sow $2, sow it. That seed can activate the exposure you need. Don't despise small seeds. Some of the greatest snake exposures I've seen came from widow's mite offerings. If you can sow $100, don't hesitate. That's nothing compared to the damage this snake has done and will continue to do if you don't act. You're not buying God's favor, He already loves you. You're demonstrating you're serious about freedom. Here's what happens when you sow: within days, the snake will expose themselves. You won't have to prove anything. God will orchestrate the revelation. Others will see what you've been seeing. And you'll be vindicated. You'll also experience supernatural protection. Their plans will backfire. Their words will lose power. Their schemes will unravel. You'll walk in a shield they can't penetrate. And you'll see rapid elevation. As soon as they're out of your life or exposed for who they are, blessings will flow. Doors will open. Life will accelerate. Everything they were blocking will be released. So right now, don't wait. Click Super Thanks. Choose your amount. 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, or 100. Let it be your declaration that you're partnering with heaven to expose the snake and step into freedom. Watch what happens in the next 7 to 21 days. The mask will fall. The truth will come out. You'll be protected and promoted. Don't delay. Click Super Thanks now. Sow your seed. Activate the exposure. Then come back because I'm about to tell you exactly who this snake is. Now let me tell you who the snake is. Michael showed me that for most of you watching this, the snake is someone in one of these categories. As I list them, you're going to know which one applies to you because your spirit will bear witness. For many of you, the snake is a family member. And this is the most painful because you don't expect betrayal from blood. But Michael showed me siblings who are jealous, in-laws who are manipulative, cousins who are competitive, aunts or uncles who are controlling. Someone in your family who's supposed to have your back has been stabbing you in it. The person came to mind earlier when I was describing the characteristics. That's them. For others, the snake is your closest friend. The person you tell everything to. The person you trust most outside of family. But Michael revealed they're not a friend, they're a Judas. They kiss you on the cheek while betraying you. They're with you for access, information, proximity to your blessings. When you succeed, they're uncomfortable. When you struggle, they're energized. That's not friendship. That's witchcraft. For some, the snake is a romantic partner. The person you're dating, living with, engaged to, or married to. And this is devastating because you've given them your heart, your body, your trust, your future. But they've been using you, draining you, manipulating you, cheating on you, not just physically but emotionally, financially, spiritually. What you thought was love was actually a strategic assignment. For others, it's a coworker or boss. Someone in your professional world who smiles during meetings but sabotages you behind closed doors. Taking credit for your work. Speaking against you to leadership. Blocking your promotions. Creating toxic environments. Using you to climb while keeping you down. For some, it's a church member or even a spiritual leader. Someone who's supposed to be covering you spiritually but is actually operating in witchcraft control. Using the name of Jesus to manipulate you. Using prophecy to control you. Using spiritual language to guilt you, shame you, keep you under their influence. The person who came to mind when I first started describing the snake, that's the category they're in, isn't it? Don't dismiss it because they're family. Don't dismiss it because you've known them forever. Don't dismiss it because they're in church. Don't dismiss it because you love them. Truth is truth. If you see 777, that's God confirming you've identified the right person. Trust your discernment. Now let me tell you what they're planning to do next and how God is going to turn it around. Michael showed me that snakes, when they sense they're being exposed, go into self-preservation mode. They will do one of several things, and you need to be prepared for all of them so you're not caught off guard. First, they're going to escalate their fake concern and love bombing. If this snake senses you're pulling away, if they feel you're onto them, they're going to turn up the performance. More texts checking on you. More calls wanting to catch up. More invitations to spend time together. More gifts. More compliments. More, I love you so much. More, you're my best friend. More, I'm praying for you. It's all manipulation designed to pull you back into their web before you can fully escape. Don't be fooled by the sudden increase in affection. Real love doesn't have to perform. Real love doesn't panic when you set boundaries. Real love doesn't work overtime to maintain access. What you're seeing is fear, their fear that they're losing control, losing access, losing their ability to monitor and manipulate you. Second, they're going to preemptively turn others against you. This is the most strategic move snakes make. Before you can expose them, before you can tell anyone what they've been doing, they start creating a narrative where you're the problem, not them. They're going to go to mutual friends, family members, colleagues, church members, whoever both of you know, and they're going to plant seeds. I'm really worried about them. They've been acting strange lately. I think they're going through something but they won't talk to me about it. I've been trying to reach out but they're pulling away and I don't know why. I'm afraid they're making some bad decisions and I'm concerned. They seem angry and I don't understand what I did wrong. Notice the pattern? They position themselves as the caring, concerned friend who's being shut out by you for no reason. They make you look unstable, secretive, angry, irrational. So that when, and if, you try to tell people what they've actually been doing, you're already discredited. People are already seeing you through the lens the snake created. Oh, that's just their paranoia. They've been acting off lately. I think they're going through something. It's brilliant, evil manipulation. And it works on people who don't have discernment. Third, some snakes will play the ultimate victim. When confronted, even indirectly by your pulling away, they will cry. They will act devastated. They will accuse you of being the bad person. How could you think that about me? After everything I've done for you. I've been nothing but loyal to you. This is so hurtful. I'm so hurt that you would believe I'd ever hurt you. It's the narcissist's prayer, that didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. They will deny everything. They will twist everything. They will make you question your own perceptions, your own memories, your own discernment. This is called gaslighting, and snakes are masters at it. Some will even escalate to threats, subtle or direct. If you abandon me, you'll regret it. You'll lose other people too if you do this. You're making a mistake you can't take back. God told me we're supposed to be in each other's lives and you're going against God. Religious snakes use God as a weapon to control you. Don't fall for any of it. Trust what Michael showed you. Trust what your spirit has been confirming. Trust the patterns you've been seeing for weeks, months, maybe even years. Fourth, and this is the most dangerous, some snakes will accelerate their attacks when they realize they're losing control. If they were using witchcraft before, they'll intensify it. If they were speaking against you before, they'll speak louder. If they were sabotaging you before, they'll sabotage harder. They're going to try to destroy you before you can escape their influence. This is why prayer protection is so critical. This is why creating distance is urgent. This is why you cannot delay acting on what God has shown you. But here's the powerful part Michael wants you to know: every single one of these tactics will backfire on them. Every attempt to manipulate will expose them further. Every lie they tell about you will eventually be revealed as a lie. Every attack they launch will bounce back on them. God is positioning this for your vindication. Everything the snake is doing to save themselves is actually sealing their exposure. When they love bomb you and you maintain boundaries, other people will start to see the desperation and question why they're trying so hard. When they spread narratives about you, the people with discernment will see through it. When they play victim, their performance will be so over the top that it will raise red flags. When they escalate attacks, God will block every single one and turn it for your good. Michael showed me very specifically, within 21 days of you creating distance, the snake will expose themselves. They won't be able to help it. They'll make a critical mistake. They'll say something to the wrong person. They'll get caught in a lie. They'll do something that reveals their true nature to witnesses. The mask will fall, and it will fall publicly. And when it does, everyone who believed their narrative about you will suddenly see the truth. Everyone who questioned you will suddenly understand. Everyone they turned against you will suddenly apologize. Your vindication won't just be personal, it will be public. But you have to do your part. You have to maintain the boundaries. You have to resist the manipulation. You have to stay in prayer. You have to trust the process. If you see 888, that's confirmation that financial restoration is coming too. Whatever this snake cost you financially, either through direct theft or through blocked opportunities, God is about to restore it with increase. The number 8 represents new beginnings and abundance. You're about to enter the most blessed season of your life, and the snake's removal is what opens the door to it. Now let me tell you about the vindication and elevation that's coming after the snake is exposed. This is the part that's going to give you hope. This is the part that's going to make you realize that everything you're going through right now is actually positioning you for a massive upgrade. When God exposes a snake, He doesn't just remove them. He replaces them. Every fake relationship He removes, He replaces with a real one. Every door the snake was blocking, He opens. Every blessing the snake was stealing, he restores with interest. Within 30 days of the snake being fully exposed and removed from your life, you're going to experience what I call the Great Acceleration. Everything that should have happened years ago but was blocked is going to start happening rapidly. Opportunities you thought you missed are going to circle back. People you thought were gone forever are going to reappear with apologies. Doors you thought were permanently closed are going to swing wide open. Money that was stuck is going to flow. Clarity you've been lacking is going to flood your mind. Peace you haven't felt in years is going to settle on your home. And you're going to realize that the snake was the bottleneck. They were the blockage. They were the dam holding back the flood of blessing God has been trying to pour into your life. Michael showed me that some of you are going to step into promotions, new jobs, new businesses, new ministry opportunities within 60 days of cutting off the snake. Some of you are going to meet your actual God-ordained spouse after the fake one is removed. Some of you are going to experience physical healing after the person sending sickness through witchcraft is cut off. Some of you are going to see your children's behavior completely change after the family member influencing them is exposed and distanced. The shift is going to be so dramatic, so obvious, that you'll know without a doubt that God orchestrated the whole thing. You'll look back on this moment and thank Him for revealing the snake before they could do permanent damage. And here's the beautiful part, the snake is going to see your elevation. They're going to watch you thrive. They're going to see everything they tried to prevent happening anyway. And their jealousy, their attacks, their schemes will all be proven powerless. Your success will be their torment because they'll know they failed in their assignment against you. But you won't be focused on them. You'll be too busy living your best life, walking in your calling, enjoying real relationships with real people who genuinely. Amen and amen.